All right, Matt James, welcome to the Fairview Social Podcast.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
We were just talking a second ago about just hearing yourself, and it sucks and it feels weird, but don't be scared. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about is, as I was growing up, I got this idea in my head, probably when I was like 15 or 16, you don't trust a man with two first names. and your name is Matt James. And so probably a few years ago, I was watching a movie or something, and a guy's name was Hollis as his first name.
Oh.
And then I noticed that more and more people were Hollis. So I looked it up, and it's like Hollis is actually a first name. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I got two first names too, because Tim Hollis.
Yeah.
So I guess I can trust you now that I learned that information.
I try to be trustworthy.
I know. So anyway, you've lived out here in Fairview for how long?
7 years.
7 years.
2018.
So you're not too much of a newbie, but not like this new batch of people that have come through.
Yeah. I've been here for a minute, but definitely not my whole life.
How you been liking it out here?
I love it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even with as big as it's getting, it's still awesome out here.
Yeah.
So I met you through my neighbor over here, Graham. How did you meet them?
So I met Graham and Brandy through Kevin and Heidi.
Yeah.
Because
R.I.P. Kevin.
R.I.P. Kevin. My son Dash went to preschool with Kevin and Heidi's son Noah.
Oh, yeah.
At Cheekwood. And they got to be buddies at preschool. And we didn't realize it until preschool was almost over. We ended up running into Kevin and Heidi at the Publix here in Fairview. We're like, what are y'all doing in Fairview? They said, well, we live here. What are y'all doing?
Well, did you live here at the time?
Yeah.
And you didn't? Yeah. You just didn't know that they lived out here?
No, we had no idea.
What preschool was it?
Cheekwood Preschool.
Oh, Cheekwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right on Highway 100.
That is pretty crazy, though. Like, you're both out in Nashville, and you both ended up living in Fairview. That's weird, because I thought that you knew that group through Graham and Brandy. I didn't realize it was through Kevin and Kevin and Heidi.
I knew Kevin and Heidi first.
Well, that's cool.
And, Kevin loved Graham.
Yeah.
So he introduced me to Graham, and me and Graham got to be good buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, for the listeners, Kevin is the neighbor on the other side of me, Kevin and Heidi. Kevin passed away last March, and it's been pretty tough for the neighborhood. He's he's been missed, and I just can't imagine for Noah growing up without his dad at, just that age when it happened. I guess how old was he? He's
9.
9, 9. So that's pretty tough, but Kevin was a great guy.
Yeah, for sure.
A real good guy. Well, good. Yeah, we spent many nights. Graham and Brandy have this area over there in their yard. They call it the Hive.
The Hive.
And we've had many of evenings of having probably more beer than we should, and just talking shit and having a good time out there. It's definitely the place to hang out on a nice spring night.
Yeah. Yeah, it seemed like it kind of faded off this year. It's been a busy year for everybody this year.
Yeah, I think so. There really hasn't been too much action over there. Normally they host a lot more than they have this year, but it's all right. Sometimes you got to take a break and focus on family. With Ethan graduating high school and Emma starting new school and all that. So
right.
They got a lot going on. But were you there that night that I think it was like Halloween? Were you sitting out there that night when the Joker guy came out?
Yeah.
And I was drunk as shit, and I said, there's the Joker from the Chris Nolan Batmans, and not the Tim Burton one. And he's like trying to be in character, walking up, and we're giving this guy shit. And he was saying dumb things. What was he saying?
I can't remember what he was saying. That was 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, that was a little while ago, but that sticks out in my mind for some reason.
Yeah, he definitely, walked up and acted like he knew everybody and just hung out the rest of the night.
I know. Yeah, he's actually our neighbor over here. I don't know if he still lives out here, but that was funny. That we had a lot of we have a lot of good times over there.
Oh yeah,
it's been fun. But anyway, so what's going on with you? How's your summer been?
It's been good. Yeah, busy.
Do anything fun? Going on any vacations?
Nah, I went to Savannah, Georgia.
I don't know if that's a vacation. Matt. Savannah, Georgia.
I mean, I've never been.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well, a lot of my family's actually from there.
I wasn't at work.
Yeah, so that's a vacation.
We call that vacation.
I would call that a vacation for sure. What'd you do out there?
Oh, what did we do? We went to Tybee Island, which was nice. We rented a pontoon boat, and it was during the week, so there was nobody out on the water.
Yeah.
We had, the whole area to ourselves, basically. A bunch of dolphins came up to the boat. In
Savannah, Georgia?
Yeah.
Is that like on a beach or something?
Well, Tybee Island is, I guess it's part of Savannah. It's probably about a 20-minute drive from where we were staying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking like in the middle of Georgia or something.
No, it's right there at the coast.
I thought it was, for some reason when you said I saw the dolphins out there immediately, I was thinking like a fucking lake or something. Dolphins are like swimming around. Like, Matt, I don't think dolphins can be out in a lake.
There's a real ocean down there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. I'm bad with my geography, apparently. That's what I've learned today.
Savannah was nice. The architecture was really cool.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Anything else out there? Were you gone for like 5 days? Just took a week off?
Yeah. I don't think it was, maybe, Wednesday to Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't do a whole lot. It was just kind of a, relaxing break away from Nashville.
Yeah, we went out of town a few weeks ago to the beach, and I was saying I did a podcast a couple weeks ago where I was just talking about like I just don't know how to relax. It's like I left and I didn't do anything when we went to the beach. We went to Pensacola Beach, and like I got back from the vacation, and I was just like I didn't feel like I didn't do anything. And somebody was like, "Well, that's the point in vacation is to rest and relax." I'm like, "Well, I don't feel rested and relaxed. I need to learn how to unwind, I guess."
Yeah.
But it was nice being away from work for a week.
Yeah, it's good to see different scenery. You know, you gotta turn your mind off a little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to do that sometimes.
It is very hard.
But I was gonna talk to you about the. I never knew this until you introduced it to me. The sushi train out there in Nashville. Me and Matt and Graham went and had sushi train out in Nashville where the sushi just comes around.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did I not know that this existed? It's like you sit at the table and the shit just goes around.
Oh yeah.
And you just grab whatever you want.
You see something you like, you grab it and eat it.
I know. I've gone back a couple times since then.
Have you really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've been back since the time the three of us went.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little steep in price, but I mean, you think
it's all you can eat.
If you think about it, you go get a sushi roll somewhere and it's like $10-$12 for a roll, and then you can like hammer as many as you want at the sushi train. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you hadn't been back there since?
I don't think so. I have found another restaurant. It's kind of right across the street from there. It's called Chinatown.
What is it? Just like Chinese food?
Restaurant. Yeah, Chinese food.
Is it a buffet?
No, it's not a buffet. It's all, ordered, you order off the menu.
Yeah.
Very reasonable, very good food.
You do that just for while you're at work? Because, I mean, we got Jaywalk down the road here.
Right, yeah.
You got to drive all the way out there.
No, I don't drive out there for unless I'm at work. I work in that area.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about work for a second, because one of the reasons I want to have you on here is because, like, you and I got to talking. Well, we can talk about this first because it's funny. We went and it was earlier this year. Yeah, it was earlier this year. We went to
Kentucky.
We went to Kentucky to pick up. We bought 2 pigs.
Yeah.
And so me, you, Graham, and who was it down there that?
Mr. Pelfrey.
Yeah, Mr. Pelfrey.
Yeah.
We all split the pig. So 2 pigs, and man, I just can't believe how cheap it is to do that. And,
Yeah.
I mean, Nikki's up there right now eating on some of the pork burger that was in that mix, but
I've still got a bunch in my freezer.
I mean, that stuff is good. And so we drove out there to Kentucky, and you were telling me all these stories about work and everything. And we get to the place, and this guy, I'm telling you, like, you want to talk about backwoods Kentucky, son. I mean, backwoods Kentucky. It's like we roll up into the place. It's like warehouse / house / animals running around everywhere.
Yeah, and restaurant style, size coolers in there, and
it's like smoking a cigarette probably while he's like, cutting up the meat and everything.
Yeah, and little fly traps hanging over the table where he's cutting the meat, and flies
it's
sticking to it.
Yeah, the flies sticking to it, but there's so many flies on it that like no other fly could like find a spot.
It's time for a new trap there, Bill.
It's time for a new trap, but and so like it was a little suspect when I went in there, but I'm telling you, man, that pig is good.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, it is for sure. We need to do that with beef.
Yeah,
but I think it's probably too expensive unless we split it a bunch of ways.
Yeah, we probably do that 4 ways and get half a beef.
How much? Oh, so you like 4 people or half a cow? How much? Yeah. How much did he say that would be?
I can't even remember now.
Because he was going on about how his cows were better than everybody else's cows.
Yeah. Seems like it was somewhere around $1,600 for a half a cow.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Especially if you're splitting it 4 ways.
Right.
But I mean, it's a ton of meat. Just those pigs. Just those pigs, man. It's like my freezer's still half full from all that. We've been regularly eating on it.
Yeah. And what was it, like March when we went up there? April?
Yeah, March or April.
Yeah.
And me and you, we manned up and we got the pork belly rather than the bacon.
That's right.
Have you eaten that yet?
I haven't.
I haven't either. I was saving it because, like, I work with a lot of Mexican guys, and they got all these little hole in the wall markets where you go in there and it's like they're cooking like fresh chicharrones.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, these are things that these are chicharrones that you would kill a man for, and they make them in the morning. And so they're only really available for a short amount of time because everybody goes in there and buys them, and they take a long time to prep. But it's like the pork, the skin, and then like a layer of fat, and then just a little bit of meat. A little bit of meat.
The fat's where it's at.
I know. And then you take a crunch of that, and you're just like, man, you're in heaven.
Oh my God.
And so my thinking when we went out there and got that pig is I was like, man, I'm gonna do those chicharrones, but I know I'll screw them up. So I don't know. I might end up just smoking them or something.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with yours?
Well, my girlfriend's from Thailand, so I'm probably going to do some kind of a Asian dish.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
In fact, I'll probably let her do it.
I was going to say, you need to let her do it. Is she pretty good? Is she a good cook?
Yeah, yeah.
Does she know that pork belly is just sitting there waiting to be used?
I think so.
Yeah. You can totally get on that. Make some, because the Asian dishes of pork belly are probably some of the best.
So good.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm thinking about getting mine out. It'll be before the summer ends. I mean, hell, right now it feels like it's fall.
I know. You better hurry.
I know. I don't want to jinx it because it's so nice. Everybody says this is false fall, which it likely is.
Oh yeah.
It'll come screaming back in
Happens
September.
every year.
Yeah. About August 15th, it's about 95 degrees again. Humid, nasty.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so when we went out there to get those pigs, we were just talking about some of your past jobs, and I know that you do carpentry type work, but I didn't realize like the extent of the stuff that you do. And so why don't you tell everybody how you kind of got into it? Because you were telling me that before you did all this, you were like, doing dumb shit where you would be like on top of buildings or something because nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about that.
So straight out of high school in 96, I got a job with a company that it was out of Memphis. They did commercial construction, and it was a sheet metal and glass company. I was doing sheet metal roofing, and we did iron work too. So it was all commercial buildings, a lot of sports arenas, laboratories, factories, and stuff like that. So I started doing that in 96 and kind of traveled all over the Southeast. figured out I wasn't afraid of heights. I wasn't scared to get up there and do it. And I learned how to assemble and operate swing stages, which is what window washers use to go up and down,
Oh, yeah.
Like side of buildings and stuff like that.
Mm.
And the company figured out that I wasn't scared to do anything. They would send me to the jobs, when there was a dangerous area to get stuff done, and I would go do that.
So they're like, hey, we need to take this young guy and put him up there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was still a teenager at that point.
But you were probably all gung-ho about it. You're like, hell yeah, I'll go up there.
Dang right I was. Yeah.
Would you do it now?
No.
You got too much to lose now.
Yeah, too much to lose.
Anyway.
Yeah. If I get up high now, like, I'll do it. I'll get a lot more nervous than I did 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I did that for about 4 years. And then in a twist of fate, decided it wasn't, I didn't need to be doing roofing anymore.
It was probably a good thing.
Yeah, well.
That twist of fate was probably God saying, hey, man.
I was 100%.
I think it's time to move on.
Yeah, 100%. So I was dating a girl in Arkansas. We were doing a job in Arkansas. It was at a government laboratory. And got into it with my foreman one day. I actually tore my meniscus. I was up on a roof on a 14-12 pitch, and I bent my knee wrong and tore my meniscus.
Mm.
And I hollered at him, hey, I'm hurt. I need to come down. He didn't believe me. Well, I had to come down. Like, I couldn't stand on my leg or anything. So we got into it, and he literally tried to kill me. He pushed me off a scaffolding about 100 feet up in the air.
Good Lord.
And thankfully, there was no drywall on the walls, and I was able to catch myself in the studs, and I didn't fall. But because I was dating that girl in Arkansas, I didn't want to come back to Tennessee, so I got a job with another company on that same job site. And it was the metal stud framers and the drywallers. So I learned how to do metal stud framing. So I did that for a little while. And then fast forward a couple of years, in 2001, I heard about a lady here in Nashville that was building a house out of metal studs.
Mm.
I was like, I want to build a house out of metal studs. So I came up here and I introduced myself. I lived in West Tennessee at the time.
Mm.
So I came up here to Nashville and I introduced myself. I said, I know how to do metal stud framing and I'm looking for a job. She said, okay, you're hired. Come on. So I helped frame that house. It was on Tyne Boulevard in Nashville.
Out in Belmead.
Forest Hills.
Yeah, Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a 12,000 square foot house. It was being filmed by HGTV.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure the show was called Dream Builders.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped frame that house. And when the framing was done, they liked me enough that they kept me through the whole project as the superintendent. So I started, kind of working closely with the other trades and really liked what I saw when the guys doing the trim work. And I said, I want to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
So I started kind of working with the trim guy a little bit, the guy doing the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
He would come and work at night because there was so much traffic going up and down the stairs. He couldn't really do much during the day. So after I was done at work, I would stay and work with him at night just to pick his brain and, learn what he was doing.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned how to do stairs. And then I worked with the trim guy. After that house was over, I worked with him on one job. He taught me how to cut crown mold and how to install doors. And after that, I started studying as much as I could.
Yeah.
Reading woodworking magazines and watching TV shows on Saturday. And
whenever you were learning that stuff, though, did it come pretty easy to you? Were you like, man, I just can't grasp a hold of this, or was it pretty natural to do it?
All the carpentry stuff has always came pretty easy to me.
It's so weird because like I can't even cut angles to do shoe molding on my trim. It's like I know that it's probably ridiculous to you because you do it all the time, but like I'll measure something and always end up fucking it up somehow every single time.
Yeah.
Every single cut I ever make. I built this table and I don't want you to look at it too close, but it's like, it's the shittiest done table ever. It's serving its purpose right now.
Nothing wrong with it.
But that's why I'm fascinated by what you do, because some of the stuff that we're going to look at here in a second is like, I mean, that's like God-given talent. And that's why I ask you, like, if it came pretty natural to you, because you know how sometimes God just gives people like certain things they're able to do. And it's like, for that, I know that you said you did all these different things, but like this stuff right here is just like, you're put on this earth to do this type of work.
So it's funny that you say that. I don't know if I even told you what I'm about to tell you. I don't know if you know this part. So everybody on my dad's side of the family, when I was a kid growing up, that's the only side of my family that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all about cars and vehicles. My grandfather retired from Snap-on Tools. My dad sold diesel truck parts until the day he died. Mm-hmm. No carpentry, no construction on that side of the family at all. Right. My mom's dad passed away when she was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. Never knew him.
Yeah.
But one day while I was working at that house on Time Boulevard, and I was so interested in this trim work, and I was just kind of searching for answers. You know what I mean? Like, why am I good at construction when all I've ever been around is cars?
Yeah.
And I do good to change the oil in a car.
Yeah.
You know, anything beyond that,
I know, I'm the same way.
That's too much. But the construction came easy to me. So I was talking to my grandma one day, and I said, tell me some stuff about my grandfather. You know, nobody's ever told me anything about him. And as soon as I said that, she immediately started crying, and I felt like a big tool. You know,
He made your grandma cry.
I made my grandma cry. You know?
You're like, I didn't know that was a sensitive subject.
I'm sorry, Grandma. She's like, no. She said, I'm crying because you and him would have been best friends.
Oh, wow.
She said, you remind me so much of him. And I was like, well, okay. What did he do for a living? And she said, well, for a living, he worked at a pallet shop. I was like, okay. She said, but he built the most beautiful furniture that you would ever see.
Wow, that's awesome.
A man that I never met, you know, he died 30 years before I was born.
Yeah.
You know, but he passed that gene on to me.
Yeah, it's like that's probably, you know, you're so interested in learning. I know what it's like when you kind of get the bug to where you're just so interested in something and you can't put it down. You can't give it up, and you're trying to absorb as much as you can about what, you know, whatever the subject is. Right. It sounds like that's what you were doing with all the trim work stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
And so you were working with that guy late at night, just kind of picking it up.
Yeah.
You were doing your normal job during the day.
Right.
That probably sucked.
Man, I was young back then. You know, I was still in my 20s. I'm still full of energy.
Yeah.
You know, it was tough, but you know, when something is that interesting to you, you're kind of willing to do whatever it takes to, you know, learn as much as you can. And that was the opportunity that I was given.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. But we'll get into some of these pictures. Let me pull them up here and people that are watching this will be able to see this, but we'll kind of explain for the people that are listening. I want to start with this picture right here.
Oh my God. I should have never told you to go to my Facebook page.
Well, I texted Matt earlier and I said, hey, send me some pictures of some work that you're proud of, and we'll show them on the podcast tonight. And he said, well, just go to my Facebook page, and there's a lot of stuff there. I'm like, you just fucked up.
Yeah, I did.
And so I didn't even have to look, because like when I immediately went to your page, it's like you had all your like, I scrolled all the way down. I'm like, there's nothing on here. It was like in a different folder.
They're in folders.
Yeah, it was like in a different folder, but I was like, oh God, I need to get this one to Matt James right there. Look at
that
you.
That is great.
How old were you there?
I think that was, oh geez, I don't know, 35 maybe?
Yeah.
30, 32.
I don't know. You still look like a young whippersnapper there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just messing with you.
No, that's good stuff.
But anyway, so as I was looking through all of these pictures, even before today, I didn't realize how much this kind of stuff that you did. This is like, this is all here in town in Nashville, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously these homes are like $1 million homes.
Yes.
So tell us what
The
we
cheaper
got.
ones.
Tell us what we got right here.
So this is the house that we're actually working on right now. I'm training one of my guys to do stairs right now, and that's his first curved handrail.
So when you say stairs, though, for me and the people that are listening, I immediately just think of like the stairs, but you're talking about like the actual like railing and all that.
Yeah, so there's a lot that goes into stairs. You've got a lot of trim, the sideboards called skirt boards,
Yeah.
the risers, the treads, the railings, the spindles, newel posts.
So all this right here, is this all wood?
Yes.
How the hell do you bend wood like that?
So that is sent out in little strips that are about 3/16 thick, and the two outer pieces are shaped like the handrail, and you literally have to lay it out with the curve on the floor and clamp brackets to the floor every few inches all the way around the curve, and you glue in between each strip of wood and bend the railing around those brackets and clamp it in place and let it set for a day, and then you've got a curved handrail.
So immediately, like when I look at that and you're explaining how to bend the wood like that, I'm thinking like, I can't even get boards to match up on board to board, and it's like, and you look at that and you're just like, everything has to be perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't mess it up.
No.
Is there any room at all for error when you do that?
Very, very little. Especially with this one, kind of made a little, not really a mistake, but we kind of jumped the gun. And the two newel posts on the ends that railing is attached to, we installed those first before we bent the rail.
Yeah.
Should have bent the rail first. That way we could cut the ends off, to the right length. But with those newel posts already installed, we had to
kind of fashion it up
in between the posts.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
I should go back to that other one. So
this one?
No, the next one right there. That was the metal stud framed house on Time Boulevard that I came to Nashville in 2001 to frame.
Oh, this is the picture on the TV here. I learned from the podcast I did the other day that like I was playing the video on there and I wasn't explaining what it was because I was re-listening to the podcast as opposed to watching it. So I'm gonna explain as we go through. So this is the house, a picture of the house, which is a mansion. How many square feet did you say that was?
That was 12,000.
12,000 square feet. It's like you think about. My biggest goal in life is to get like a 2,000 square foot house.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe it's that big.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, what's this right here?
I sent that one to you to show you that I screw up. If you look at those two doors, the brackets that are on the bottom, those are called dual action hinge.
Yeah.
That's for like you see in a restaurant where the door will swing both ways.
Yeah.
Right. So if you look at the panels on the door, you can see one of those brackets is on the bottom of the door and the other one is on the top.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah.
I see that.
I made a boo-boo.
So what do you do in a situation like that? Do you have to scrap that?
Yeah, I had to buy a new door.
You don't want to make mistakes.
No, that's a $900 maple door slab.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
$900 mistake right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what's funny about it is I'm sure that you're probably harder on yourself than anybody else would be about it.
By far.
You're like, how did I mess that up?
Yeah. Yep. But hey, mistakes happen. So you know what that is.
I know what this picture is for the people listening. This is a picture of a poker table that Graham and Matt are building to in memory of Kevin, because we used to get together over there at Graham's house and play poker, and Kevin was real big into playing poker with everybody. And so I guess Graham had the idea of wanting to build a poker table. And what was it? You ended up having like a slab or something that you wanted to work with it on?
Yeah, it wasn't even a slab. I just had some leftover strips of walnut from a project like 3 or 4 years ago that I did. And me and Graham had been talking about building a poker table for a few years now. And after Kevin passed away, we were like, we got to do this.
Yeah.
We just got to make time to do it. So I brought my big help Graham in to help me build this poker table.
I don't know. I know Graham is pretty good with a lot of things. I don't know how much help he would be on something like this. If he's anything like me, I would just be watching you do
No,
it.
he was a good help. I just tell him what to do and he would do it.
Here's the other picture of it right here. This is with it flipped over.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And that beard is pretty strong there too. What happened to you?
I usually cut it back in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about time to let it grow out.
Time to let it grow out. Yeah.
But where are we at on this table right now?
So it's finished.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's over at Graham's house.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I didn't realize it was over there. When did y'all take it over there?
Oh, it's been a few months now.
Really? I guess I've been over there several times. I hadn't seen it yet.
He's got it. We had a cover made for it.
Yeah.
And we've got a cover on it, and it's kind of under his crawl space right now.
Yeah.
So we don't have a base for it, but I just got a new dining room table a while back. So I'm going to try to talk Graham into letting me repurpose the base from my old dining table as the.
Do you have a circle dining room table? So you have like the pedestal?
Yeah, it's like a pedestal. It's got the, the four, what they call a ball and claw foot.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to go over there and look at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. And we need to, actually, we hadn't played poker in a while. We need to do it.
We've got to, now that he's got, Ethan going off to college and maybe things will kind of slow down a little bit. We need to have a poker night for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about this one right here. This is a picture of some stairs with some crazy ass railing.
That is probably the craziest handrail that I've ever done.
What makes it so crazy? What goes into making something like that?
So you notice there's no newel posts.
Yeah.
Right. So that's all just the railing and the spindles.
Is it secure? I mean, would it have any wobble?
None at all. Those spindles that you see on that main set going down, those are all steel.
Okay.
Right. And they're embedded about 6 inches down into the curb. So yeah, there's no wobble. You could drive a truck into that thing and it wouldn't go anywhere.
And that's wood right there. Mm-hmm. And so it's the same process to do the wood like that.
That one's different. That one we were shipped parts. All those curved pieces were all pre-made. We had to assemble everything.
Yeah.
I can't even get into how I did that.
Yeah.
That was difficult.
So yeah, you're just trying to, that's a lot. That's a big part of any specialty that people have. It's the same with me with technology. The stuff that I do at work is you have to be able to troubleshoot.
Yeah.
Because nothing's going to ever, you have to troubleshoot on the spot because it's never going to go the way that you think it's going to go.
Right.
And it would be great if like all the pieces were here. Oh, you just put it together.
Yeah.
But usually that's not the case. You have to,
there's a lot of cutting and fitting and trimming and fitting and retrimming. And stairs are tricky and handrails because codes are very strict.
Yeah.
Right. So you have certain parameters that you have to work within. It's got to be strong and all the measurements have to be within very, very tight tolerances.
Yeah. So that stuff right there, after it's finished, have you ever had anybody come in from codes and be like, "No, man, you can't. This isn't good." How often are they checking that stuff?
Every house.
Like just at the end of like when they're
right before the homeowner is ready to move in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're checking it.
Yeah. Final inspection is when they measure all the railings and the stairs and everything.
So you just have to make sure it falls into, whatever the code is for it.
Yeah. Because if I mess up that, they're ready to move in within a week or two.
Yeah.
And stair surgery is not quick.
You ever had to go back and redo something?
Occasionally. The one thing that I've gotten pinged on, and this was years and years ago, and it wasn't even bad. It was a wall rail, which like if you can picture just a piece of railing that's mounted to brackets on the wall, it was going down into the basement. Of course, there's a wall on both sides. The wall had a bit of a hump in it. You have to have 1.5 inch space in between your rail and the wall. Well, instead of making the rail follow that hump in the wall, I left it straight, so it got down to less than 1.5 inches.
And they pinged you for that.
And they pinged me for it.
Good Lord, man. They're hardcore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're strict.
All right, this one, is this the same?
That's the same, just a different view.
Yeah, this is a better view because you can see all of it.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man, how it weaves in and out. And straight, straight down and then over. For the listeners, this is the same picture, just a higher view. It's just crazy railing. I don't know how you do that stuff. All right, what's this right here?
So this is a guest house barn dominium that we're just finishing up. That's loft bed. They're gonna have 2 mattresses up on the top there, and then each one of those boxes on the floor is a mattress too.
Yeah. So you built all of that right there.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me say this: I don't build much of anything anymore.
Yeah.
I mostly manage things.
I was gonna say that when we went and picked those pigs up, you were telling me that like you were kind of training this, like had an apprentice type situation.
Yeah. So I've got 10 carpenters that work with me now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and so we've got anywhere between 5 and 10 jobs going on at the same time. So
you can take credit for it. You say, no, I built all of that.
No, I did build a ladder.
Well, the ladder looks good.
Yeah, it's pretty basic.
Yeah, but you got to know how to do that stuff to lead guys to do it right, because human nature is if you got 10 guys, like, somebody's going to try to half-ass something, and you got to be the one stepping in.
Absolutely.
And making sure that it gets done right. Yeah. All right, what we got here?
So those are gates for a house in Belmead that we've been working on.
Is it gates for like their driveway or something?
Yeah.
Made out of wood? I guess it's, Are they going to slide or open?
They're going to open. We've got what's called a saddle hinge being made.
Yeah.
It's basically like a big iron saddle that each one of those gates weigh close to 300 pounds a piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're 3 inches thick, 6 feet tall, and 5 feet wide. They're very heavy.
Did you build these in a warehouse, or did they come?
That's in our shop.
And then did they come like that, or just come in pieces? Or
it came in pieces. We ordered the pieces. There's a company in Murfreesboro called Sledgecraft. Yeah, that we order that kind of stuff from. Everything came out, with the design and the shapes already made onto it. Mm-hmm. We just cut all the joinery and basically assemble and build it. And I know I make that sound easy, but to build those gates, even with all the parts already pre-made, was about 2.5 weeks.
Really? Mm-hmm. 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, that's 2 complicated gates right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I guess I just live in this la land where I think that, if I pass that on the highway or something, I'd be like, oh, there's 2, you don't think about the time that it takes to build something like that. Yeah. Even if it is, comes in the correct pieces. Mm-hmm. That's crazy that they're 300 pounds a piece.
Yeah, they're heavy.
All right, what we got here? This looks like shooting up in a house. The shot's shooting up to the balcony, and I guess it's curved up there.
Yeah, so that's the first picture that you looked at with the curved handrail.
Oh, yeah.
I was standing where David is. That's my guy, David, the one that I'm training on the stairs right now. That's him right there. So the first picture, I was standing where he is, taking that picture. And then from this picture, I was standing down on the steps looking up to the railing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. And what's this?
Okay, so that is the great room in the barn dominium guest house that where the bunk beds were. Mm-hmm. That's the same guest house. So we built all those beams, and you can see all the reclaimed lumber on the ceilings there.
Wow.
Those are 2 closets. I don't know if I sent you another picture, but those are 9 foot tall, those 2 closets. If that gives you any indication of just how tall that room is.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, you can tell that the guy that's standing there off to the side is obviously up higher than the ground there.
Yeah, so we're up on the second floor right there.
And that's looking down.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man. The barn dominium.
Yeah, that's a barn dominium. So that's those two closets that you were looking at. Those are behind me where I'm standing right there, and I'm looking back, and that's the fireplace. And those doors we built, those barn doors, they actually operate.
And those rafters that are up there, you said you built all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's crazy, man. I'd be happy as hell if I was how is the homeowners. A lot of the work that you do is on new builds, right?
We do a pretty good mixture of new builds and remodels and additions.
I bet it makes you happy when the homeowner's like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah. They're very happy.
Yeah. I mean, that's beautiful right there. I would love for my whole house to look like that.
So that's where they're going to be living. We're also building their main house kind of further back in the property. That's where they're going to be living while we're building their main house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So here we got a set of stairs here.
That's a very cool stair project.
So tell me about it. What's going on with it? I mean, obviously I can see the pictures kind of taken from behind the stairs.
Yeah.
All that wood that's there, you guys built all of that?
Yeah. So those are like 4-inch thick oak treads. I wish I would have sent you like construction pictures of that.
Yeah.
Those treads are hanging on iron L brackets that are, mortised into the wall, and then also mortised into the bottom of the tread. So the tread's actually sitting on the L brackets. And then on this side of the stairs, that's a 3-inch thick oak stringer that has those L brackets mortised into it as well. And then the spindles on this side of the stairs, towards the left side of the picture, they run up beyond the flooring of the second floor and create the handrail on the balcony on the floor above it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a very intricate staircase.
So how long did it take you to do something like that?
That was about 3 months.
3 months to do that?
Yeah.
Is somebody currently living there? Mm-hmm. And so you just go in every day and you're like...
Oh, they weren't living there while we were working on it. That house was in the middle of COVID, so that was like 2021, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. All right, right here, it looks like we got a ceiling with...
Yeah, that's just some beams I did at a friend's house.
I mean, it looks like pretty intricate beams.
Yeah, I like the way we did the... he's got a ceiling fan right there. Mm-hmm. We had to build out in the center because of the shroud for the ceiling fan was going to be wider than what the beams are. So we kind of boxed it out and then bumped the crown around that box out.
Yeah.
I just like the way it turned out.
Yeah, it looks awesome. All right, we got a sliding closet door.
That's the massage room.
Massage. I mean, come on, man. I'm old Fairview. We don't have massage rooms out here. I know you don't got a massage room at your house.
No, I do not. I like that door. I made that door in our shop and then installed it. That's Alan Jackson's old house on Moran Road.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. We remodeled. We've done several phases in that house since he sold it. We remodeled the master suite, and then that was the guest suite and the massage room. Can't remember what else was in there.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I just like that door.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just way past my comprehension of how to do something like that. All right, what we got here?
So that is all white oak paneling.
Let me get you.
Oh,
here, you can go ahead and explain.
Yeah, that's white oak paneling in the front room of a house that we did a couple of years ago on Harding Place. You can see the drapery pockets we created with the crown. Above the windows.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm. The two front rooms how do I explain this? From where I'm standing, taking the picture, the front door is to the left of me right
Yeah.
there. So you walk into the front door and that's what you see. And then the room to the right of that, you can see behind me. That's all the same white oak paneling.
Yeah. It's awesome. All right. So this picture, we got a fireplace with,
That's the same room. You can see the mirror on the left there. It's the same room, just a different angle.
yeah. Oh yeah. I see the windows there. This is the same house right here.
Yep, same room, looking into the room to the right that I was explaining.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty, it's pretty amazing. Tell me about this.
That's another view of the
the
staircase
stairs
that I told you took about 3 months to do.
Yeah.
That's standing straight to the side looking at it.
So what are the pieces that are going straight up like that?
Yeah.
What are they hooked to at the top?
So that's where I was saying each one of those runs up past the floor above and creates the handrail for the balcony.
Oh, so it's through the second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it turn out nice? I don't know if you sent me a picture of the. Did you send me a picture of the top?
From above? I couldn't find one.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But yeah, that's very cool.
That's a really cool idea.
It is.
Do you come up with this stuff, or does
no?
There's some designer
I
that
can't
does
come up with anything. Like I have.
So that's not your wheelhouse in the design. You just like if somebody gives you the plans, you're like, all right, I'll make these.
You give me a plan, you show me a picture, and I'll build it.
That's crazy.
I can't. I have no I do have imagination when it comes to how to do something, but I can't. Just imagine something to do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, that makes complete sense.
So there's people that have imagination that can come up with things,
but they couldn't.
Ideas.
They could never.
And they can't do it. But you show it to me, and I come up with how to do it and make it happen.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how people just have their specialty?
Yeah,
It's what they're able to do. All right, here we got another staircase. This is a kind of a weird staircase here.
Yeah, that one's a little different. I like the way that one turned out with the bookshelves to the right of it. I don't know if you can see the wide spot, the second step up. That one continues, but it gets wider.
Yeah,
that's like a bench seat, and the lid opens up for little storage.
Yeah, open it up for storage.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That's the same house with the white oak paneling in the two front rooms.
Oh yeah. All right, so then we got another staircase here with how does that? What is that?
Those are just open adjustable shelves that go through to the room next to it, and it's the same on the first floor and the second floor.
So if you look where that little green pot is there, you can see through to the other room. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So there's on my poker table that me and Graham built, there's one piece of wood that has crazy grains. I can't remember if I sent you a picture of that or not, but it came from that house. All those steps that you see there, and then there's also some cabinets that I built there. All the wood came from walnut trees that were on that property, and they cut those down and had them milled up into lumber. Some of it was used for treads, some of it was used for cabinets and cabinet doors. But I had one piece left over that I didn't use, and I've been hanging on to it for about 8 years now, just because the grain was so cool.
8 years.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll use that on something someday.
Yeah.
And that's one piece that's on the poker table.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So so when you roll up onto a job site like this, they already have all the wood there for you, and they're just like, or they just like, hey, Matt, there's a tree over here. We need you to cut it up into.
No, if they wait until I get there to start cutting the wood, I'm moving on to the next one.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. No, they've already got all that ready.
Yeah. All right, what we got here? We got a big old blue house.
Big old barn.
Is that the barnuminium?
No, that's not the barnuminium. That's Kenny Chesney's party barn that we built.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one of Alan Jackson's old properties out on Moran Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. We built that in 2009, 2010.
Wow.
That's the inside of that barn.
Those are spiral staircase. Look at those wood beams that are. Did you do that?
So that was my deal was all the beam work in that job. I didn't do those stairs. My deal was all the beams. So you see the arches, everything is framed on top of those arches, right?
Yeah.
And that's all. It's called glue lam beams, and everything is fastened together with what's called a flitch plate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a half-inch thick steel plate, and each connection had 12 bolts. So we have these beams and, posts and beams that are all oversized. We've got to cut everything to fit, cut the slot in the middle of the post and the beam for the plate to go into, because that plate fits in the middle of the beam.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put a bolt and a nut through there. A lot of very precise measuring going on.
So
there.
what happens if you drill the hole just a little bit off? Well, I mean, what happens?
You got to toss it and use another one.
I would be screwed, man. Like when I was doing my trim, like I said, I had to buy like 10 extra sticks just because I knew I was going to mess something up.
I messed up one piece, and it was at the end of the project, and it still haunts me to this day. We built that in 2009 and 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up buying a shop from the company that was the general contractor on that project. And inside that shop is that one beam that I messed up.
Yeah.
So it's still sitting there. I see it every day.
So you have to be reminded of
every day.
Of your
I want to get rid of that thing so bad. But when we got done with the posts and beams, the builder come up to me and he shook my hand and he said, "So how does it feel to know you just cut up $250,000 worth of lumber?"
Oh, God.
I said, "Do what?" Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. This is that staircase that
that's
goes
the same
up.
staircase, another view.
Yeah. Man, I'd like to, if you ever find it, send it to me because I'm curious to see the top level there where it shoots up through the ceiling. All right. That's back to the first picture, the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you build these rails, do you have you pick a starting point? Obviously, you would start at the beginning of it and go around, or do you piece it together?
I don't even know where we start, man.
You just start piecing it together?
Yeah, no, we had to start down there at the bottom with that for sure. The way that curb just kind of flows around.
Yeah.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all wood. Everything you see right there, except for the spindles, are steel.
Mm-hmm.
But that curb, the curves and everything, that's all wood that we bent around in place to make the curb and the frame that would hold those spindles right there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's that same rail that's up at the top of the first flight, just looking at how the gooseneck rises. And
I should have put these in order a little bit better.
Nah, it's okay.
That's the last one. I got a few videos that you sent. Let me pull those up. Let's see here. This is the first video. Oh, yeah.
So
this is
that piece of wood. That's the one that came off of that project.
The one that you're staining there?
Yeah.
So we got a picture here of the poker table that's, or a video here staining the poker table.
Oh, there's grammar.
They'll lay down. No, I'm saying without.
Yeah, that looks, I like
You
that.
see how
color.
crazy the grain is in that piece of wood?
Yeah, it is crazy. That's why you kept it around.
Yeah. So that came up from the property, that picture that had the stairs with the bookshelves.
Yeah.
Where you could look through over to the next room.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then this one is
some foyer paneling we did on in a house on Old Hickory Boulevard. That's right at the corner of Old Hickory and Hillsborough Road.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that door?
No, the door was already there. This is a remodel.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
We installed all those windows there that you see.
And then we got this one. I was watching this one earlier.
That one's pretty cool. They wanted
how smooth it slid.
They wanted that to be a cased opening, but beyond that cased opening right there was their dog feeding station. So they wanted to be able to close it off to keep the dogs in there while they feed them or whatnot. So I came up with that idea to make the Chippendale railing that matched the Chippendale railing up on top of the landing there,
Yeah.
and figured out a way to make it a closable gate.
Yeah. Just incorporate it all in there.
Yeah, so you can see the drywall's open in that video, but after that was done, the drywall went down. You know, of course, we did trim around the opening.
Yeah.
So when the gate was open, it just looks like a cased opening.
Yeah.
But you could actually shut it, and it's a gate.
That's awesome, man. Like all of those pictures. And again, all the people that are listening, I urge you to go check out the video on YouTube so you can see all the pictures. But it's just intricate work. It's like, I don't even think about those kind of things and what goes into it. And I guess there's somebody that does everything. You know, somebody different does something. You know, it's just everybody's got their own talents.
Oh yeah, yeah. It takes a whole team of different trades and different skills to make houses happen.
Yeah. Are you pretty happy with doing this, like with the current company that who is it that you work with?
So the company I work for is called Frame to Finish.
Yeah.
I've been with them 17 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he started his company, you know, he wanted to do framing and finish work, and I was his first trim carpenter that he ever hired. So been with him for a long time.
Yeah. Do you get up every day and you're happy to go in and work on the project, or is it sometimes you're just like you get tired of certain jobs and you're like, we got to get this done and get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I mean, there's always you know, like a lot of BS that goes on, and, you know, stuff that drags out and issues and problems, and you know,
a lot of the things that we deal with at work, especially with our construction team. They do construction landscaping where they'll come in and, you know, when the GC is ready for them to come in and do it, it's like that kind of business is hard because the general contractor's like, you sell a job and then a year later it's like, okay, we're ready to start. Or they'll be like, oh, it got delayed. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Now I need you here right now. And do you guys deal with that kind of stuff?
daily.
Where it's just, it's
Daily.
really hard to be, you know, like when you're working for a general contractor, you know, obviously they're trying to put all the plans together and get everything going and make everything perfect. Okay, we need, Matt, we need you and your team to come over here now, or we need the landscaping. But it's like, it's a pain in the ass when you're trying to like schedule all the other jobs that you have, and just maneuvering around. It's just really hard.
Now that I'm in the role that I'm in, and I'm dealing more with schedules and timing.
Yeah.
And, man, there's a lot to it. And it's got to be multiplied for a general contractor compared to what I even deal with.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, that's more difficult to me than cutting and nailing wood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is. Sometimes, you know, when you get into management type situations, you're like, man, sometimes I would just rather be back doing this, because then all you got to do is focus on what's in front of you, not having to.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was telling Jack, Jack was asking me about what I do and what I prefer, because I've worked out in the field in landscaping, and then I do the stuff that I do now. And I tell him, I'm like, you know, I like both of the things, but, you know, I'm not out there working in the 95-degree weather. And sometimes I come home now more worn out than I was back then, just because you're just exhausted from having to think through.
It's a mental, you know, it's mentally, it's challenging.
It wears you out. It really physically and emotionally exhausts you. And then, like you said a minute ago, when you're having to deal with like the bullshit things at work, or the employee drama, when you get the human element into it, and it's just
That's another big part of it.
It's just hard to do all that.
Yeah, you get a bunch of construction workers in the same room. You know, there's a lot of testosterone, a lot of egos.
Well, it's like you said a minute ago, when the guy tried to kill you by pushing you off the scaffolding. It's like you get mad, you know, and you're right. A lot of testosterone and people getting mad, and you got to kind of calm the waters. But you know, so what I told Jack is like, there's not one. It's not hard. No, one job is not harder than the other. They're both just different jobs.
Right.
It's just different work.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it always cracked me up, because the crew guys that are working in the field are like, oh, the supervisor's just driving around the truck it's sitting around in the air conditioner, not doing anything. Meanwhile, it's like the supervisor is like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. How am I going to do this? And then meanwhile, this guy's hanging out, sitting under a tree, not doing anything. Oh, we got to go because we got to go to the next job. It's just, they're just different jobs.
Yeah. They don't see the, the, folder that I have, that's got 18 different manila folders in it with instructions and timelines and blueprints and cabinet designs and trim scopes and my remarkable tablet that I've got with all the different builders and all the different jobs, in that, plus another notebook full of notes and stuff. And, and the big joke is, I try to help the guys as much as I can when I'm on site, whether it's moving material and stuff like that. But the big joke is anytime I start moving material, I conveniently get a phone call.
I know. Yeah. You're like,
it is what it is.
I know. You ain't no spring chicken anymore either.
I'm no spring chicken anymore.
You gotta let some of the young bucks get in there and move the material. You're like, here, let me get this. Let me catch this phone call real quick.
Yeah. We don't really have any young bucks.
I guess the people that are, that's what I'm concerned about. I was going to talk to you about that.
Very concerning. Yeah.
Is that, several episodes ago in the podcast, Jack was graduating, Jack and Ethan graduated, and a lot of people put a lot of pressure on the kids to go to college. And I never put any of that kind of pressure on Jack, and he's not going to college right now. He may decide to go in the future, but I get really nervous because we need to make sure that these kids, like certain people are learning trades. It's like, if you weren't in that kind of business of like manual labor type work, you would have never known that like you have this talent to do these type of things.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're pushing these kids to go to college and do all this and that. And then meanwhile, we got, welders, carpenters, any of these kind of landscapers, any of these trades. It's like, where are all these people going to be? AI ain't going to do that. AI ain't going to build a staircase like you saw there in the picture. That's something beautiful that you can look at as a homeowner daily.
Yeah.
Of just like, the trim and everything that they're able to look at. AI is not going to physically build that.
Right.
AI will make the plan.
Yeah.
So the people that went to college to learn design to make the plan will be replaced by the AI, but there's not the people that are actually building it.
Right.
And it's very concerning to me.
Yeah, it is, because I've noticed, in the last 10 to 15 years, there's very few kids coming out of school and getting into trades. There is some.
Yeah, there is. There is.
And what we do is such a high level of, it takes a certain amount of experience to be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to take somebody straight out of school that's never read a tape measure and teach them how to do what I do.
Yeah.
It takes years of practice.
Yeah.
But, aside from what I do, I see very few young kids coming into construction.
Yeah.
People my age, we can't do this forever.
I know.
So,
well, the thing is like I said, I don't want to discount kids going to college. I think if that's what their path is, then that's what their path is.
Yeah.
But there's also the reality that we don't have these type of workers and the people that can go and do this, because you see a lot of construction jobs where it's a guy out there. I mean, we had a guy just retire. He was like 83, out there doing landscaping work.
Wow.
It's like, of course, that's probably his decision to do that. But, a lot of the people in these industries are just older, the older generation.
Yeah.
And it's very concerning. So I always try to, I tell Jack, whatever, if something comes up that you like, maybe you do like welding, or maybe you do like any of that. Maybe you have a knack for it, because you don't know yet. When you're 18, it's like, you don't know. Like you said, you were getting up in these high places and doing, dumb shit that that's probably not safe.
Definitely not safe.
Yeah.
I mean, as safe as it can be, and God knows the rules and restrictions are probably tenfold now than they were 30 years ago when I was doing stupid stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I would love to see more people pushing the trades and doing that kind of stuff, but there's a place for all of it.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, if you're 18 years old and you're not sure if you want to go to school or not, just don't go to school. You can always go back. Nikki's in school now. She's 45 years old and she's in school to do something that requires school.
My thought was, after I got into construction, I started learning how to read blueprints, and I was like, man, it's really easy to draw something. You know, I can't draw anything, but you know, on a computer or whatever, this looks really good in 2 dimensions on paper. You know, but when you try to put that in 3 dimensions in the real world, some of this is not even possible.
It doesn't work.
So I told myself, I'll do construction for about 10 years and then I'll go to school. I wanted to be an architect.
Yeah.
I'm still doing construction.
Well, hell, I tell people all the time, I still don't know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
But like I've somehow, limped my way to where I'm at right now, and I haven't made a bad living over the years.
Right.
I've done okay for myself. I wouldn't say that I'm able to buy one of those homes you're working on.
Right.
But I've, etched out a pretty decent life.
You wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of headache that come with those big houses.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing I got for you, and then I'll let you get off of here, is people that my regular guests that come on my podcast are always bitching about my table.
What?
Is because if there's more than 2 of us here, they got to sit on the corners. And so I'm going to ask you, if I pay you to build me a nice table in your spare time, I don't need it tomorrow. It can be next year even. Would you be willing to build a table for here where it goes out like this and then it circles that way? Because I told somebody on my last podcast, I'm like, I can build a square table that is fine, but I can't build where it circles off on the end because I don't know how to cut wood very good.
So you just want a table, with rounded corners?
Yeah, maybe this a little bit wider, maybe another panel's worth wider, and then it's just rounded so that people can sit comfortably.
Rounded on the end?
Yeah, so if I put someone here, and here, if you could do something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I know. I know a guy.
You know a guy. Well, that would be good. I would appreciate it.
Oh, we can do that.
And yeah, man, I appreciate you coming over here and learning about all this stuff.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's good.
This has been fun.
Next time when you come over, we'll shoot the breeze about some other things. And
I'd love to come back and talk some more.
All right, man. Thanks, Matt.
Appreciate you.
See ya.